Morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to a bit of a mashup of videos. Some of what you're about to see was recorded a couple of months ago. Some of it was recorded today. Yeah, this is just a few bits and pieces in there. There's a little bit on Loopy Harold. It will never go away, Loopy Harold. Let's get on with it. Let's get into it. It's not a massively long video, but I didn't really have anything to put out on Sunday, and I know you like the Sunday morning videos, so I thought I'd just do a little bits and pieces video. So let's get into it now. So as you can probably see, I am sitting in a Puma. I don't know why I'm sitting in a Puma, because it's really hot. it's hot in the car. So today, I started thinking today, we're sort of coming out of lockdown now. So what is it? It's June? It's April the 23rd, I think it is today, 22nd, 23rd, something like that. So we're well into coming out of lockdown now, so the pubs are open. For outside, the non-essential shops are open. Pretty soon the pubs are going to be open, and there's just generally more people around. Life is getting back to normal. So during the last year and 2 months or whatever it is, it's been a strange one with salvage cars. I've sold quite a few. Parts seem to have gone up in price, supply and demand, I guess. But I was looking at speedos today. I thought to myself, this speedo issue, you know, where the lights and whatever you go on it, is such a common issue now. I'm gonna, if there's any cheap enough, I'm gonna just buy one and just keep it for the next time I need one. And they're all sort of. I mean, I've got one myself up for sale from a 2019 for 120 quid. That's the cheapest one on there. There are nothing. They're all 140, 50, 200 odd quid. It's crazy money they're going for. I say going, they're on there. Are people actually buying them? I don't know. It just seems way overboard with the prices. So I noticed the same thing with wings as well. Wings in colour. Prices have gone up. So I can only assume that during the pandemic, even lockdown, certainly the second lockdown, certainly for where I live, wasn't like lockdown at all. It was, there were so many people out and about on the roads, on foot, and so on and so forth. But generally, of course, especially the first lockdown during last summer, there were less people around on the road. The roads were deserted, so therefore less cars on the road, less people having accidents, less stock available, pushes the prices up. But the prices are still high on parts. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Are people selling their parts? I don't know. Bumpers don't seem to have gone up particularly, things like that. But wings, headlights, steering wheels, speedos, all that sort of stuff really seems quite expensive. So I thought to myself, now we're out of lockdown and more people are out driving, is there more stock around? Bearing in mind that there were apparently thousands of people that didn't renew their Copart membership. Does that mean there are more cars available? Or sorry, not more cars, less people bidding on the cars? In theory, that would be the case, which means you should get them cheaper. Now, I did some bidding today, which will come up later on in this video, and there is a very suspicious bit of bidding going on. I will say no more than that. Just to give you a pointer as to which one it is, it was the hybrid with a few hundred miles on the clock. Watch the way the bidding goes. Suspicious, I think. I shall say no more. I don't want to make any accusations about anyone or any company, but just have a look at it and see what you think. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Project Marilyn. As you know, Project Marilyn with the white one with the front end. I bought the inner wing, took it to the body shop. I sent them a text yesterday because I hadn't heard from them. You know they're a little bit on the slow side for me. It does hold me up, unfortunately, but it does give me great prices and he does a good job. I sent him a WhatsApp message yesterday and saying, how's my car? I'd like to swap it over with a red one. As you know, project Henrietta with a rear quarter damage. That needs to be done, and I want to swap the cars over. So today is Friday. He's told me it'll be ready on Tuesday, and he said I can swap them over. So I don't know how much he's going to charge me yet. Until it's ready, I won't ask and what the cost is. But so the plan is I will be going over to pick that up on Tuesday, and also dropping off the red one. And then we've got to get the tracking done. We've got to get a new windscreen. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the windscreen done. I don't want to book it now, because just in case I don't get it back Tuesday. So once I've got it back, I can then ring up and try and get the windscreen fella booked in for the new windscreen. Windscreen is £140 supply and fit if he comes to me, which is a pretty good price actually. He's been doing them for me for about 4 or 5 years now, on and off. He's probably done 15 for me, maybe 20. He's been charging me that same amount of money throughout. The only difference was the one where he did the convertible one, which has got the aerial in the glass, which I thought was going to be like double the price. It was 10 quid more. So he gives me a good price. I play with his dog when he that's not a euphemism. I play with his dog when he comes around and does the windscreen. Yeah, £140 for cash. So once that's done, I will then, what I'll probably do is I'll take it to the garage for a intermediate service or an oil service. I can't remember what it needs. Might need an intermediate service, MOT, and for the tracking. I'm trying to think about the aircon. I'm not sure whether the aircon's cold or not. I know Henrietta it's not. It will need a top up. Actually, it reminds me, I've got a question for you. Do you know the answer to this? As you know, newer cars use a different gas for the aircon, which is about 3 or 4 times the price to get a top up. Can you use the old gas on a car that should have the new gas? Is it just a way of getting more money out of you? I know supposedly it's kinder to the environment, less CFCs in it, I guess, or no CFCs, I don't know. But it's mega bucks, 3 or 4 times as expensive. Instead of paying like 50 or 60 quid, you're paying like 130, 140 quid, something stupid like that, or 2.5 times as much, whatever. My maths never was my strong point. But yeah, really expensive. So the question is, that you may know the answer to, can you put the old gas in a car that has a new gas? Because if you can, that's what I'm doing. Why pay more? It's all right. Yes, I know you're kind to the environment, so don't all jump up and down on me. But it's silly money, so it needs doing. If I have to pay it, I'll have to pay it. But if you know the answer to that question, please let me know in the comments. What else was there? So yeah, Henrietta's coming back Tuesday. Henrietta's going Tuesday. Marilyn's coming back Tuesday. Loopy Harold is, I'm using it. I've used it for work 3 days in a row. As you know, I'm parking on a street now, not in a car park, so I'm not using this. I'm not using the R-Bath. We'll come on to the R-Bath in a second. It's running fine, absolutely fine. So if there is, also yesterday, it will be later on in this video, I'll show you it, but there's no, so a bit of fluff. There's no emulsification in the oil, that's gone. But I'll show you a video on that. I filmed that, and so that'll be later on in this video. Yeah, it runs fine. It's running absolutely fine. I'm driving it to work, I'm driving it home, faultless. I'm not disputing that there is a leak in the I'm calling it a leak in the gasket rather than a blown gasket, because I think if it was blown it would be a lot worse. I don't appear to be losing any coolant, no emulsification, so I don't know. As I mentioned before, I can't sell it as it is. I wouldn't try and hide the fact. So when I finish using it for work, which will hopefully be by the end of July, I will start. I will put it up for sale one way or the other. I am not doing that gasket. I'm not confident in doing it, but I would have a go. Professionals 4 or 5 hours. So can you imagine how long it's going to take me? Plus parts. Connor said it's 4 or 5 hours, so he charges me £50 an hour, so that's 2 to 250 quid, plus about 100 quid for the parts, for the bolts and the gasket, so we're talking 350 quid or thereabouts. It's not worth it. I'm thinking that I can sell it for a smidgen under £2,000 as it is. If I sell it for 2.5, which is what I think I would sell it for, I'm not really gaining anything. There's no point. I might as well just leave it as it is, sell it like it is, and let some enthusiast who can do it in his drive or on his drive or in his garage, let them do it. It just doesn't seem worth the effort, the time, the effort and the money in me doing it, or getting Connor to do it, or anyone else for that matter. Obviously if I took it to a garage it'd be a lot more than £50 an hour. That's what Connor charges me. So I'm going to sell it as it is, and I will declare it obviously when I sell it and let someone do it. What else was there? So yeah, so that's Project Loopy Harold. Oh yeah, the Arbath. I mentioned the Arbath. I just mentioned the Arbath. So a month ago the Arbath sold. The lady came round to, first person as usual that came round to look at it. She said, I want it, but I haven't sold my car yet. She's got an 18 plate automatic Fiesta ST line, and she said I've got to sell it. So she went away. She gave me a £200 deposit. I parked the car up thinking that she would sell it quite soon. That was a month ago. I think it was a month ago, certainly 3 weeks. I think it was a month ago. She still hasn't sold it. She got a price from WeBuyAnyCar.com. They wanted to give her 9,600. She went to Motorway. They came back with 9,600, but there's no fees with that, unlike WeBuyAnyCar.com. She went by the Auto Trader price, which was 11,600 or 11,400, but she actually put it up for 10,600. So by accepting 9,600, she was losing £1,000. So I said to her, look, if you can get 9,800, I said, and you're willing to take a £400 hit, I will knock £400 off the Arbath. They came back with 9,600, so she wasn't prepared to, and she didn't ask me to knock any more off. To be fair, I probably would have done. So I put it back up for sale. I've put it now back up. I've knocked it just under the £7,000 mark, so it's up to 6,950. Someone came today, came over from Essex, had a look. He's going to text me by the end of the day. He had a Mini Cooper that he wanted me to take in Part X. I said, sorry, I don't do Part X, so he probably won't buy it. I've got someone else coming over on Tuesday who seems quite excited about it, and he may well have it. So yeah, basically it's still up for sale, sitting on the drive. So we have 5 cars still. So we've got this one, the Puma. We've got the Arbath, we've got Henrietta, we've got Loopy Harold, and we have got the white one, Marilyn. 5 cars. So I can't buy any more cars, but I was looking at the auctions today, and later on in this video are some cars that I was watching. There's 3 to start with. The last one, which was a 2008 white one, unfortunately I missed the auction because the bloke was here looking at the Arbath, so I didn't manage to get around to filming that. But the one before that is the hybrid. So remember what I just said a few minutes ago. Have a look at the way that bidding goes and tell me what you think about that. So the videos you're going to see first are some bidding that I did on cars good couple of months ago. But before that, we'll start off with a car that I used to own, that came back again probably about 3 months ago now. Had a broken mirror and a broken door handle, and they brought it back to me to fix. So there's a bit of that, and then we'll go into some bidding, some Copart stuff, some bits and pieces, and then we'll be back right at the very end. So see you shortly. Let's get into it now. Morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500, and welcome back to a car that I've seen before, but not one that you've seen before. This is a previous project. I don't remember it actually. It's definitely one of mine. I don't recognise the registration number. I believe that the person bought this from me about 18 months ago, and they sent me a text a few days ago asking me if I could do the wing mirror and the door handle. I think the door handle snapped in the cold spell we had. It was frozen, and the plastic snapped, so I bought a new one of those, and I bought a new one of those. I said you might as well. I think I got one £38 to get the entire thing. It's not worth messing around getting a cover and glass. Unless you buy the proper genuine glass, they tend not to fit anyway, so I'm just going to change the whole thing. So I got one of those. Yeah, it's quite dirty, but I don't remember it. I'm going to have to look back at my records and see what I did to this one, because I'm blowed if I can remember. Parking sensors. Did I put those in? They're not the right white, are they? But I might well have put those in. I don't think I did, you know. Or maybe this was the one I bought a bumper for, which already had the holes, so I put those in. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't remember it. It's funny, isn't it? I've done so many of these that certain cars don't even come back to memory. So this was obviously, as I say, this was a car that wasn't done on the channel, so I think I remember them more when I've done them, when I filmed them for the channel. So yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to set you up on a tripod and we'll get both of those changed. There you go, all done. So that took about 2 minutes at the most. I just noticed that was probably done when it was hit, so I'm gonna have a go with my G3 to get that off. He didn't mention that, but it's there, so I'll try and take it off. The car's quite dirty actually. It's a smoker's car as well. There's all cigarette ash on the floor. So I think the logbook and that's in there, so I can have a look and see some stuff. Yeah, see what, service history and whatever you've got with it. I've just literally, as I'm filming, I've had a message from Alex saying, does she want to sell it? Because I just sent him a photograph of the car. No, she doesn't. And it's just, no, there's nothing to do to it. It's a complete car, isn't it? So, it's a bit of rust I can see there coming up on the back wing. Oh dear, don't like that. Don't normally see rusty cars. I'll point that out to him when he picks it up. So yeah, I'm going to do a door handle now. So luckily the passenger door handles are easier than the driver's door handle, which is good. But we'll set you up anyway on the tripod, and we'll do it in time lapse again. Or should we do it in normal time? No, let's do it in normal time. What the hell? So I mean, there is a video out there for how to get the door card off. So I guess there's really not much point in doing it in real time, is there really? So yeah, we'll do getting the door card off on time lapse, and we'll go from there. Right, to get the remnants of the handle off, first thing to do is get that 10mm nut off. That will be the hinge, and then the hinge will just fall off. And then we have to undo that torque screw, disconnect the rod at the bottom of the door lock, down there somewhere, which you can't see because I haven't got a light in there. Up there, no, you can't get that in. I can get a camera in there, but I can't get a phone in there. Don't think it'll focus. Yes, it will. At the top. No, I'm looking at the wrong place. No, you can't see it. It's too dark in there. But yeah, got to get the rod off. That's it. Here's the broken hinge. Keep the bolt, obviously. I keep calling them nuts bolts and bolts nuts. It's really annoying. Keep the nut. Obviously the hinge can go in the bin. Right, let's get me torch. I need to get in there and get that rod off. Right, let's see if I can get this off. I know you can't see very much from there, but there's not a lot I can do about that. Make sure we get that clip. They're always awkward to get off those clips. There we go. That's it. Right. Now we need to take. Ow. Don't kneel on a clip, on a hinge. So we undo that torque screw which holds the handle into the side of the door. Let's say they are easier on the passenger side. So you've only got the one rod as well, which helps. Get that out of the way. Let's chuck that hinge over there so I don't need on it anymore. Now, this is the bit that sometimes, especially when you've only got part of a handle, put you there a second, can sometimes be a bit challenging. Oh, this is quite loose by the looks of it. There we go. You have to compress the thing inside. Like that. There you go, it's off. Just like that. They can be a bit more challenging sometimes to get off. Now these rods, these are the bits, that's the top. These are the bits that sometimes get put on the wrong way around. And they also go into that bush. Once you've removed them from that bush, obviously puts wear on the bush, and they never stay in. So what I do, if I'm changing a rod, or the rods come out for some reason, I try and use new bushes if I can get them, or take them off of other handles. So I always keep spares of these things. Yeah, because they are a right pain. So I'm just going to clean up this area of door, and then we'll offer up a new one. So that's the top of the rod. I always like to try and make sure I get the rods the right way around, because if you don't, I'm not sure whether this handle, it didn't in the picture on eBay. I want to make sure it's, I'm hoping that it's going to have a rod already attached, which is much better. Yes, please. Right. Here we go. There's the handle. No rod. Normally when you buy these, they do have rods attached. This one doesn't, for some bizarre reason. So I need to make sure I get it in the right way. There we go. So rod inserted, different coloured thing. Hopefully that's not going to come out. Shouldn't do, because it's not the rod that wears, it's the bush. So to get it in, shall I leave that protective thing on? No, I'm going to take it off. Obviously you should leave it on as long as you can, really, but I'm going to take it off because I don't want it getting caught under the door. That's it. Put the nut back on there as well, just loosely. Oh, come on. Even the nut doesn't fit on very well. Yeah, I can't seem to get that in properly. It doesn't want to go in. Interesting. Yeah, it was a right pain. I don't know why, but it was just really difficult to get in. But it works. There's not a massive amount of travel on that pedal, on that handle. When you compare it to the other side, I don't know if it's because it's a cheap aftermarket one, but look, when you pull that one, it comes out quite a long way. When you pull this one, I mean, it opens the door, so it don't really matter, but a lot less travel. But it goes back into the right position, but that was a real pain. I don't know why. As I said at the beginning, it's quicker doing the passenger side because you've only got the one rod, but yeah, that was a right pain. Okay, and it's done anyway, so it works. So we'll get that get that ball back on, taped all back on, get it all back together, get the door card on, and then we'll be done. So I'm bidding on this one today. A 2010 C. The roof is all okay. You can see it in that pitch down. I think it's only a Cat N. New bumper. Probably a new front panel, as they usually do. There's not much else around it really. Seats will need a good clean. I'm sure it will need a new front panel. Most cars do. It says undercarriage. It starts and drives, runs and drives, as you can see there. That's the damage. So I don't know what it might have damaged under there. Difficult to tell from those pictures, but it looks mainly like the bumper, front panel and radiator would take the brunt of it, I think. It's on very shortly. It's a pure sale, and it's currently at £575. 71,000 miles. Yeah, so this is what we're bidding on. It's still a way to go. Let me just go into the auction. Bid now. What are we on? It's 116, I think. Oh, we've still got another 16 to go, or 118, sorry. So we've still got 18 to go. So we'll come back when we get closer to it. This is the car before, so that'll be up in a minute. It's gone up to 725 now. For some stupid reason that people bid it. Come on. We don't want to watch this silly Astra. Let's wait till it's finished. All right, that's the Astra gone. Right, here we go. Trying to bid and someone wants it. I thought it would go high like this. Let's go in. New bidder. That's me. New bidder. This is a hot lot. That's me winning at 1200. Bonus time. Am I going to win it at 1200? Probably not. Ugh. 1250. Let's go one more. No, they can have it. 1350. 1400 is the next bid, so it'll be about 1700. So no. Bonus time. 14, 15, 16, be about 1700. 1850 delivered. No, it's too much. I just wanted to show you this Loopy Harold. I've been using it for the week to go backwards and forwards to work, so it's been used every day for the last 3 days. So I just wanted to show you the oil filler cap. As you can see, no emulsification there or whatsoever. That's just black oil. I've just checked the oil as well, and with the dipstick, and it's clean on the dipstick. It's just black oil. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it isn't blown. I don't know. If it is, then maybe it's just such a tiny amount that it's just not even registering on there at all. So I think any of that emulsification that was on there before was just condensation, where it hadn't been used. Now it's being used, there's nothing. So I just wanted to show you that anyway. Back to whatever video we were in. So this is the bottom of my garden. That is an area of the garden I don't come to very often. This is an upside down arch here. It's not a design feature, it's just not been put back. So this area here, which this was once a vegetable patch that we used to use. We're starting to do some work on it now, putting a bit of paving down, putting some shingle down with some plants growing through it. It's obviously work in progress at the moment. This area here, I'm going to get another shed. So I had the shed extension that I built on the back of the garage, which was meant to be all sorts of things I was going to use it for. But now I've decided to put another shed down here out of the way, and all of that stuff, wheels, wings, bonnets, all that sort of stuff can go in a shed here. So it's only going to be a small shed. It's going to be either be a 6x4 or a 6x5. This time of the year it's quite difficult to get hold of a shed, but this is where it's going to go. So I've got to order some decking. I'm going to put a bit of decking just here, which is where the shed's going to go, and that will be my parts store. And it's right at the bottom of the garden, out of the way. As you'll see over here, we have 3 of the 4 wheels off of Project Cooey. One of the wheels is in a garage, which needs a new tyre, so that's got to go to have a new tyre. But one of these wheels has got water in it, so I need to take that one as well to the garage for them to the tyre place rather, to get them to get the water out, and then once I've got 4 good tyres, I can get those refurbed. So I'll probably do that next week, but that'll be on a separate video anyway. But I just thought I'd show you what's going on down here, and then hopefully I can show you in the next couple of weeks or so. I can show you this area again, and we'll have a nice shed here, and we can sort out our parts store. Right, welcome back to some more Copart. As we can see here, a 70 plate. So you can imagine what this is, can't you? This is a hybrid. It's the first hybrid that I've seen on Copart. First one, and I'm sure it won't be the last. So 70 plate. As you can see, we've got a bit of side damage there. Nothing too drastic really. There you go, hybrid. So a little bit of quarter damage, obviously door, wing. Looks okay that side, I think. Inside, no airbags. You've got the nice top of the range stereo by the looks of it. There's the 1 litre hybrid engine. And it's done 573 miles. They must have crashed it within days of buying it. How gutted would they be? Now I can't remember how much these are. It's a bit of close up. Obviously it needs a new door, which obviously isn't an issue. A little bit of damage repair there, and a new wing. So it's an S. It's a Cat S. Done 573 miles. At the moment, it's on tomorrow, this auction. At the moment it's on 3,900 quid. So not tomorrow, can't be tomorrow. They don't do auctions on Saturday. Oh sorry, 1 hour, beg your pardon, it's on today. Oh, in which case I'm going to film it then. Yeah, so I am going to film this and we'll see what it goes for. I've got no intention of bidding on it, because I'm not in a position to buy a car at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to follow the auction and see what it goes for, because as I say, this is the first hybrid that I've seen on there, and it will be interested to see what it goes for. There was another one that was coming up, which I think was the 3rd car, so I'll just find that one and we'll come back. So this I think is GQ edition, is it possibly, or diesel? No, I think this is the diesel edition. Diesel as in only the brave diesel, not diesel as in the fuel. So these are a special edition in this sort of olivey green. I think it's a metallic, but so you would never ever get a door in the right colour. I think you'd be highly unlikely to. It is a convertible as well, which is a plus. So these are quite valuable, quite rare. 60 plate, so it's quite old. But nice car. Look at that. Oh, it's an auto as well. Look at that rubbish. Can you believe it? The way some people treat their cars, what a disgrace. I think this is the one that's got, oh, it's got the seat airbags gone as well there, so that would need to be repaired. They've left their child seats in the car. I mean, they look a bit dirty, those child seats, but they're worth a few quid. Normal 1.2. It's done 82,000 miles, so it's quite miley. But that would be a good buy for somebody, despite the obvious issues with paintwork and buying doors and wings and stuff. Obviously you would have to paint it, but that's not the end of the world. Now the interesting concept is, I often get asked, is it worth buying on a buy now price on Copart? And I've always said no. I've never done it, although I've been tempted in the past. But it is a gamble, can be a gamble, because sometimes they can go for more. So at the moment, this one is A3, so it's the third one. The auction's in an hour and a half, and it's the third lot. Now, a couple of days ago, I was looking at a black lounge. I think it was a lounge. Had front corner damage, not very much. A little bit of front corner damage. That was all that was wrong with it. It had done 103,000 miles, I think, but it looked in really nice condition. It was the first lot in the auction. Wasn't on a buy now, but it was the first lot in the auction. It was, when the auction started, the price was £425. I sat there and watched it, and it went for £425. Nobody bid on the live auction. That would have been an absolute bargain. I know it had the high mileage, and there could have been issues that we don't know about, but 425 quid plus fees, of course, so you're probably coming out at 600, something like that. But that would have been an absolute bargain for somebody. Well, it was for somebody. Somebody bought it. It was a pure sale, so it went for what it went for. But yes, going back to this one, 1,800 on a buy it now. So once you add fees, you could probably add £400 fees onto that. So 2,200. Too much, I think, even though it's a automatic convertible. It's done 82,000 miles, but an automatic and a convertible, that would be very, very desirable. So it's difficult to say what you would sell that for, but I would say approaching 4,000. The fact that it's a convertible, and the fact that I think you can easily add £500 on for the fact it's an automatic. Of course, being a Dualogic, there could be problems with the gearbox, so that is a gamble. And there could be problems with the roof. There's none in that picture. You can't see the roof down, so it could be. So that would be a bit of a gamble. However, you could always sell it like that on eBay or somewhere if it was, depending on what you got it for. So probably, providing there's nothing wrong with the roof and nothing wrong with the gearbox, even at £1,800, 2,200 say out the door, wouldn't be a bad price. However, currently it's at 1,100. So again, another opportunity to have a look and see exactly what it goes for. So we'll come back when this auction starts and we'll see what it goes for. We'll follow the auction, see how much it goes for, and see in this instance whether it would have been worth hitting buy now if you're interested in it. So we'll be back when it starts. So this is an example of one that I wouldn't touch. So this is a 2008. As you can see, doesn't look like there's actually any damage. Got parking sensors. I mean, 2008 is what now, 13 years old, isn't it? So it's quite an old car. Don't know what the mileage is yet. Let's have a look when we get to it. Look, usual sort of dirt that you'd get on any of these. Mileage discrepancy has been indicated. So I imagine that's, I mean, it's a 73,000. Without looking at the MOT history, I would imagine that that's probably had a new speedo put in and the mileage hasn't been adjusted. Yes, it's a Fiat badge. They do take some odd photos sometimes. So yeah, 2008. It's a category U, used unrecorded. Now normally you do get an additional info when it's a used unrecorded, which sometimes might tell you. So it's got the V5, transmission fault, there you go. So it's got a dodgy gearbox. So again, £200 for a gearbox. If you've got the skill set to do a gearbox, then it'll cost you £200 to £250 for a decent second-hand gearbox. Obviously you've got to have a clutch as well, another 80 quid, something like that. If you go to a garage to have it done, it's just over £1,000 for a Recon gearbox and clutch. But that's probably all that's wrong with it. But it is a 2008. But it's at £475. So it's on a minimum bid actually, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's the sort of money it goes for. Personally, I wouldn't buy that, it's too old. But you know, if you want to get into a cheap car for, say, your daughter who's just passed her test, that could be one to go for if you can get it for £475. Having said that, you know, I've bought them for £700 or £800 with good gearboxes with some damage. So you got to weigh up: do you buy one that's straight, bodywork wise, with a broken gearbox, or do you buy one with a good gearbox that's got a bit of bodywork damage? Obviously, this is used unrecorded, so once it's had the new gearbox put in, it'll be a straight car. It's not a damaged car. However, 2008, how much is it realistically worth? What do they say it's worth? £2.5 grand. That would be pushing it, I would think. So yeah, it's sometimes you really have to do your homework on some of these and work out what's a good one to buy and what's not. We've got another one here, which is a 2019 Sport, which is a nice one. So it's the facelift in grey. Very nice. What's wrong with it? See, they haven't got the nice sports interior anymore in the Sport. Speedo. Please don't tell me they've written it off because the Speedo's not working. Really? Surely not. It's a Cat S, for heaven's sake. Minor dents and scratches, primary damage. So it does run and drive, presumably. Yeah, it runs and drives. Addition of number of keys of vehicle 2, alloy wheels 15, alloy wheels, unable to read odometer. So that looks like that might be, just needs a new Speedo. Just needs a new Speedo. Obviously you can put the registration number in to the MOT history. As I'm a Copart member, I can see the registration number. If you're not a member, you can't see that. Sometimes they don't cover them up. In this instance they have, in most instances they do. But that's at 2,750, and that's also on today as well. So that at 2,750 at the moment, it is on a minimum bid. So I mean, that's probably worth, I don't know, 10,000, 11, 12,000, something like that, without looking properly. So chances are that will probably come around again, because that's not going to go high enough. But we will watch it and see what it goes for. There are others in my list that are going today, but I'm only going to look at the 3 that we've mentioned so far. So we'll come back when that first one comes up. So see you shortly. Well, the auction's about to start. It's 1 minute to 12, and we got 2 cars before it. We've got a Citroen C4 and a Peugeot 308. Here it goes on that one. We'll come back in a few seconds, or a minute or 2.
Auction starting.
Right, we'll be back in a minute. Here we go. So this is the diesel one. 1,100 quid. Bear in mind this had a £1,800, what was it, 1,850 buy now price. 1,300. 1,500. Someone's having a monster bid. Don't know why people do that. Just pushes up the price. Oh, stop it, mate. 1,800. That's so we're going now past the price that you could have bought it as a buy now. Crazy. Does make me wonder sometimes whether it's Copart doing it. Especially doing £300 monster bids. That's just stupid.
Bonus time.
So 1,900. So that's what, I can't remember if it's 1,800 or 1,850, one or the other. But not much higher than the buy now price, but just shows you. 1,900. Interesting. Right, this is the car before it. 2009 Clio. So hopefully this will be the end of it now. 650 quid. Right, here we go. So this is the hybrid. The 2020 hybrid with only 573 miles on the clock. So it's a 20 grand car, something like that. Is it how much they? No, they're not that much, are they? I can't think how much they are now without looking, but 4,150. I thought it will get a lot of interest, this being a hybrid. I mean, it's virtually a new car, isn't it? Well, it will be when it's repaired. This is at Salvage as well, which I find is one of the most expensive of Coparts. I suppose you can't get much further south than that one. But you can't get any further south. What are we now? 4,550. This could take some time. It's on reserve anyway, or no, it's not. It's pure sale. It's a pure sale. This, I thought it was on reserve, but it's not. So I'd say anywhere underneath 6,000 or 7,000 would be a good price. Probably more than that is worth. I'm not sure what the new price is on these. I can't think. Might be about 14,000. I'm not sure without looking. I'll put the price up because I'll look it up, and then I'll post it up here. 4,950. It's a lot of fees as well. The higher the price goes, the more the fees are, of course. So you're probably looking at, I don't know, they go up quite a lot once you get up to that sort of money. New bidder. £5,000. Someone's been watching it and coming right at the last minute, a bit like I do sometimes. Bonus time. Come on, £5,000. Don't let the person who's just come straight in have it. Although if it was me, I'd want you to do that, of course. But £5,000. Oh, and another one, 5,100. Something tells me they're going to come in again, and then it's going to go at bonus time again. Bonus time. No one came in, so maybe there's not going to be any more. They're thinking about it, aren't they? I do this sometimes, and I have lost out cars by thinking about it, thinking it's going to go at bonus time, and it doesn't. Ugh, 5,200. I'm going to end up speeding this up because it's going to go on and on and on. Come on, sold. Bonus time. They're thinking about it again. This is so that will be the new bidder who's thinking about it. So they've only had one bid so far, or two bids, I should say. Bonus time. No one else is going to bid. Come on. So I would say at that price, even if there's another bid or two, it's still going to go cheap. So even with the fees. 5,200. I would say that is a really good price for that. Tell me in the comments what you think about that bidding. Did that look suspicious to you, the way that was going? Monster bids. They were going up by £200-300, those monster bids. And as that car was by now for 1,800 or 1,850, whatever it was, and then you're walking. You're walking. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was my wife. Where were we? Yeah, so yeah, that was going up by 250 quid. I'm not convinced that was. I don't know. What do you tell me in the comments what you think about that? It was just suspicious to me. That was up for, I can't remember, by now 1,800 or 1,850, and surprisingly it went for more than that. Yeah, tell me what you think. So anyway, I'm still sitting in this Puma and I'm boiling hot, and I need to get out of it. I need to move it because my neighbour couldn't get her car down the drive properly yesterday because we've both got wide cars now. And it was just about, she had someone come in today, so she couldn't park in her normal place up the top, so she tried to get down, so she blocked me in, so I couldn't actually use this morning. I had to use the bath. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully we'll have a video for you next week on Marilyn. Hopefully we can carry on with that and get that finished, and so once the windscreen and that's done, windscreen tracking, service, MOT, that'll be going up for sale. And I've already got a buyer, probably got a buyer, someone who lives in the road, who wants one for their daughter. It's their daughter's birthday on the 30th of June. She's 17, and so they want it. They're interested in it. So they've got a budget between 2,500 and 3,000, and I said I could probably do that for just under 2,500. I need to look at my figures, but I think that's what it is. Anyway, so we'll come back to that next week. So again, as always, I hope you found this video. I know I always say it, but you know, there's not been an awful lot of content in this video. I know some of you, a lot of you find the Copart stuff quite interesting, and I will do some more of that, and you know, ones that seem to be a good thing to include on the channel. I'll certainly do that, and I want to keep an eye on the prices so I can let you know how they go as well. Because obviously I know a lot of you have told me that you have got into doing cars. I don't know if specifically Fiat 500s. I know some of you have got into doing Fiat 500s, but I know some of you have told me that you've bought cars after watching this channel, which is really great. Except for when you're bidding against me on Copart. That's not really great. Anyway, enough of this. Yeah, I will see you hopefully next week. So stay safe. You don't necessarily stay at home anymore. Go out, enjoy yourselves, be sensible, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Take care. Laters.